Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're building this, a Glassmorphism card. You have probably seen this frosted glass look in apps like macOS, iOS, or on tons of modern websites. And honestly, a lot of people think this is some complicated design trick, but it's actually just a handful of CSS properties. So let's jump straight into the code. Okay, this is how things look like right now. As you can see, we have some common styles, and then to our body, we have applied the following styles, and we also have background image, so the Glassmorphism effect will look even more clear. And I made the background to be a little dark, so it will be even more clear. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a div with the class which is called card, which contains icon, h2, and p tags. Okay, so let's start creating Glassmorphism effect. So let's refer to our card and let's set the sizes. Let's say that width will be 280 pixels, and let's say that padding will be 28 pixels, for example, and let's say that border radius will be 16 pixels. So now if I save, we don't see anything, okay, because it doesn't have any background, so we can't tell that something has changed except the width. Okay, now let's add a background. So let's say background, let's say RGBA, and let's make it to be 0. So the last part, let's make it 0.15. So let's save it. As you can see, we have the following. So now you can see a very faint black box appear over the photo. And the alpha value, which is this value, is what controls. So this value controls transparency. It's a scale from 0 to 1, and 0 means completely invisible, and 1 means a fully solid color. And here we use a low number on purpose because we want the background image to still show through the card. If we use something like 0.9, it would basically look like a solid white color. So let's make it to be 0.9, and I mean a solid black color, okay? And we make it to be 15 so we can see through the card, and that's great. Now let's add the blur, which will be the Glassmorphism property. So let's say backdrop filter, and let's say blur, and we can say, for example, 10 pixels. So let's save it, and as you can see, we have some blurring. And here it is, the actual magic property, which is backdrop filter. And let's make it be even 16 pixels, for example. So this is different from the regular filter property, which blurs the element itself. And backdrop filter blurs whatever is behind the element. So in our case, it's blurring the photo that's showing through our semi-transparent card, okay? That combination, transparency plus a blur of what's behind it, is literally the entire definition of Glassmorphism. And as you can see, here we have our Glassmorphism effect, and it is really great. The number 16 pixels controls how strong the blur is. And if we, for example, increase it to 30 pixels, let's see how it will be. Or maybe to 90 pixels. As you can see, now it is like a solid color. But if we make it, for example, 2, it will be like this. You can tell that there is a difference. But let's make it to be 16 pixels, for example. And yeah. And also, for Safari browser support, we can add the following line. So we can just copy and paste it just like this. And here we can say dash WebKit dash backdrop filter. So we do it just for older Safari browsers that need that prefix to understand the property. It doesn't hurt to always include both, okay? And now we can add a border. So let's say border 1 pixel. Let's say that it will be solid. And for the color, we can say that it will be white, okay? And here, let's say that the last property will be 0.3, for example, and it will be like this. And here, instead of black background, we can use white color, and let's see how it will be. So it will be like this, for example. So you can use either black background color or white background color, it's up to you. And even with this color, it looks really nice. And for example, I can say that now I want to use, for example, this color, and we still have our Glassmorphism effect, and it is really nice to know this kind of properties. For example, backdrop filter, then background when we have it like this. Okay, so yeah, that's great. And you might notice that the card edges feel a little soft or undefined right now. That's because there is no solid background color to naturally create an edge like a normal box would have. So to fix it, we can add some shadow. So let's say box shadow, and let's say that here we will have the following. So let's say 0, 8 pixels, 32 pixels, and for the color we can use, for example, let's choose this option, and here let's say 2, and yeah, now it looks a bit better. So here we have 4 values, and the first number, which is 0, is the horizontal offset. It means how far left or right the shadow shifts, and we want it centered so it stays at 0. The second number, which is 8 pixels, is the vertical offset, pushing the shadow downward, like light is coming from above. And the third number, 32 pixels, is the blur radius, how soft or spread out the shadow looks. So if we make it, for example, just 2 pixels, we will have the following. As you can see, at the bottom, we have some shadow. Let's make it to be 32 pixels. So yeah, it is good to know this kind of things, and maybe we don't clearly see what this box shadow does, but anyway, for those people who notice even such small details, it is always a good option. It's always good to consider to add this kind of styles too, okay? And the color at the end, we have the black color with 20% opacity black, and it keeps the shadow subtle instead of harsh. And together, all this creates the illusion that the card is gently floating above the background instead of being flatly stuck onto it. Okay, and that's it. And we've got a full Glassmorphism effect. That's great. And now we can style the content inside the card. So let's start with icon. So let's say dot icon. The next part of the video is just for looks, and it is optional. Okay, and the main thing that we have already implemented Glassmorphism effect, and the next part of the video will be just purely for looks. You can skip this part, but I will be right here. So let's say that width will be 48 pixels and height will be 48 pixels. Then let's say that border radius will be 50%. So 50% on a square will give us a perfect circle. And let's say that background will be, let's say that we will use RGBA, and let's say that it will be 0.25. So let's save it. Okay, now we need to have it in the center. So let's say display will be flex, line items to be center, and justify content to be center. Okay, now we can increase its size a little. So let's say font size will be 20 pixels. Okay, and to have some space from the title, let's say that margin bottom will be 16 pixels. Okay, great. Now when it comes to this title, let's also style it. So let's say dot card h2. Here let's say that font size will be 18 pixels and margin bottom will be 8 pixels. All right, and for the paragraph, let's say dot card paragraph, and here let's say font size will be 14 pixels, and the color will also use RGBA, and for the color let's say that it will be 8, so it will be slightly dimmer than pure white. Okay, so let's save it, and also let's add some line height, so it will be 1.6, so it will add some breathing room between lines of text, and it will make paragraphs easier to read. Okay, and also as you can see, our title is still black, so we can come to card and we can say that the color will be white. Okay, so now this is exactly what we want to have. And there is our finished Glassmorphism card. Notice how the photo behind it is genuinely blurred, and we can still make out its colors, and you can still make out its colors through the card. That's the whole glass illusion working together. If you want to try this yourself, swap out the background image for any photo you like and watch how the blur reacts differently depending on how busy or colorful the image is. So that's it. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, I really appreciate it.